Alright. Okay, I'm streaming now. I got a class in like a few minutes, so. Let's. Hello! There we go. Hello, Connor! Start. Man. Stun gun, I knew it was you, and I passed you up. Oh. As soon as the lights went out, that was stun gun. Stupid dog too. All right, I know who it is. I know who it is. I already know who it is. It's CRT. It's CRT. CRT did not move from his reactor task. C CRT, you are guilty. You're like your namesake, like a monitor, not really monitoring. Okay. See, look. CRT was standing by the reactor and literally not doing anything. Um, I'm accusing CRT because he was on the reactor. He didn't actually do the task. I was waiting too. Uh, that's a little sus right there, LP. I'm just gonna skip. I'm gonna skip. I don't know yet. All right. All right. All right. Uh, Tubman, LP. I don't know, you guys. You guys are a little sus there. Tubman, I saw. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just have a feeling. I just have a feeling. LP was trying to direct traffic away from himself in that last discussion. I mean, it's a little sus. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's a little sus. Uh, uh, that's not true. It's not true. It's psychological games. It's psychological games. Okay, that's how it works. Swipe your card. Wait. LP. How many times did you fail swiping your card? Nah, I don't believe you, man. You'd fail at least 3 times. I don't believe you. It's LP. It's LP. No, it's LP. No, I saw you fail that task at least for 3 times on the last 2 tries you had for that task. Nah, man. Nah, man. As LP. As nah, that's totally LP. It's totally LP. Oh no 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 no! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! I know it's you. Dang it! I don't have emergency alerts. I'm dead. I knew it. I knew it. Oh no! It's Tobes. Oh. Uh, how? How? All right. What am I doing? Hey, nice job, nice job. Man, Toby, what was that? Man, Toby, what was that? Toby was like, Toby like circled me in like in a big X, and you're like, I'm gonna just destroy Professor Chips. That's just exactly what was gonna happen. Nah, man, that was a good kill though. That was a good kill. My students have asked me to play one more game. Yeah, I am actually, yes. So right after I'm done here, I gotta go teach a class about compound interest. Now you can see my shaved face. All right. It might be the only time you guys get to see the clean cut for a while. Locked Lockdown's gonna make me a caveman. Hey. Good. Let's do this. Electrical. Yeah. I have a I have a I have a question. I have a question for you, TFT. Where were you? No, no. Where was UTFT? Look, UTF. I'm just gonna ask. I'm gonna ask again. UTFT. Where were you? You're an admin, but I didn't see you in admin. I saw you in cafeteria. Not. No, you came out of cafeteria to go. No. UTFT is extremely sus. Yes, yeah, I think we could do. I reckon we do. Yes, get rid of UTFT. Oh. don't, don't look. If I if I if I if I die, UTFT sus. Oh my god. They did avenge me. I know it. It's him. I know it's him. God darn it. Nope. There we go. Ah! It's self of. Oh man, self-report. Oh man. Man, that was that. Those are good plays, man. Good plays. Man, man, UTFT, what's up with chasing me all over the place? You like acting all sus, like stalking me at all times. Yeah, that was all class right there, LP. Where was the body? Um, I can stalk Toby. That's not a problem. That's it. You know, my previous job was with the NHS. All right. Who killed? All right. Wait. Wait a second. Wait. Wait. I think it's LP. I think it's LP. L- n- LP and Tubman have been traveling together. I will. It wasn't me. I can tell you. I was on when the cameras. I was on cameras. I was on cameras and I saw LP and Tubman traveling together and he was right next to admin when the body was reported. That's where LP and Tubman were. If Tubman's reported it, I saw you standing there, LP, on cameras. Cameras? No, you called me out, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, LP. I'm sorry, LP. It's the circumstances, my friend. It's the circumstances. It's either Tubman or LP. I think. All right. I think it's LP. LP. LP was. Yep. I do have one question. I have I have one question. I have one question. LP, why were you standing next to the vent in electrical? Nah, nah, bro. Oh, no, no, it's totally LP. It's not me, guys. It's not me. I saw I saw LP. No, no. I'll apologize to you if it ain't you. But it's LP. I'm just gonna. I'm just, nope. It's LP. I is LP. I'm going. I pushed the emergency. No, I saw you. Look, I had to push the emergency button. I saw you at electrical standing next to the vent with Tubman, and the body was found in admin. And I saw you and Tubman also in admin, and then the body was reported by Tubman. If it's not you, if it's not Tubman and LP, I don't know who it is. No, you, why why are you vouching for Tubman and if it wasn't both of you? I don't I don't know. I don't know. That's too sus. That's too sus. That's too sus, guys. That's too sus. No, don't look. Look. The only reason you tie the vote is to protect LP. Oh, you guys voted me out. Come on. I'm telling you. You guys apologize to me We're trawling out the two correct people. No. It's so LP. Oh my god, it's so LP. It is so LP. Oh. Oh my god, I can't believe this. So bad.
Tobes, it's got to be Derb for UPSC because. Oh no, hang on.
Oh, stop
Who
me.
was
I'm sorry, mate.
who was the two? Who was the two that were locked in
I
that room?
accept your apology.
It's UPSC or it's one of them. Both of them.
Explain
I've
yourself.
been away from them all three of
I'm
them.
not
Derb,
Kim.
where were you in there? Were you just in electrical, Derb?
Yeah, I was doing a download
UTFT,
test.
were you just in electrical?
Was that on the call? I'm pretty sure it was
voted
electrical at the
UTFT.
same time, but I went to
UTFT.
go. I went to go do the download.
I'm so rattled about that one, by the way. So rattled. That's crazy. So Peter.
The door's not locked. We have to vote one of them out. Okay.
It's done!
It's Stun Gun. He's not moving at all, or it's
done!
Stun Gun's not. I'm worried that he's AFK.
My
No,
mask
he's
is
doing
broken. My
AFK
mask is
crap.
broken. No, no, no. You can vote me if you want, but I think there's subs. At you pick.
It's not
I'll go.
Tobe. It's not Tobe. It's not Tobe. It's
No, it's
Stun
not.
Gun. I reckon it's both of them. It could be even both of them.
LP. Let's see it.
Wait, LP, is
Can't
there
get
still
it
two
wrong.
imposters?
You can't get it wrong. It's one imposter. We got one imposter.
No, it's fucking subs. LP is subs.
You can't vote wrong. You can't. If you vote wrong, it's game over. We have to see it.
No, I'm not. It's not me. My mask.
Why do you want to skip though? I don't trust you.
Because if we don't try, we lost.
No, they're subs. They're
Lost.
Oh my god. LP.
Just you guys.
You follow Stun Gun. You follow Stun Gun. I
I'm
follow
not
Stun.
following him.
It's Tobe. It's Tobe. It's Tobe.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Anna.
Hey, I don't know. Who is it then?
It's Tobe. No. Okay. So LP and Tobe go to do open. Yeah, and I go to do the one in admin. I come back up, and Tobe just takes me.
Don't worry. I'm going with him.
That's it.
No, is it not?
No! Why?
No.
Why? Why?
Bullshit, was it?
Why? 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 Why did you vote for Derbs? Oh.
Wait, Kim. You were attacking me and
I, I was wrong. I was wrong. And look, LP, I'm going to formally apologize. I apologize.
me and Tubbs just wanted to do our task.
I was looking at the cameras and you guys were right around the both quins.
Straight after, just to have a second bite of the cherry, even though I was fine.
I I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's on me. That's on me.
I was still sus of LP after because Derb killed me and LP just walked past.
I'm pretty sure I did all the killing. I'm pretty sure.
He's done well to get through all that. I can't lie.
Bloody hell.
Man, you guys are good. Okay, I have to oh crap. oh.
Hang on. We can start.
Okay. My apologies. I have to start. I have to start class because they've been waiting for. They've been waiting for almost an hour.
Good to have you on, man.
Hey, no problem. No,
It's me and Toad.
no, I,
Started 3 times.
I wanna,
It'll be a different code.
I want to,
I'm gonna bring in Henry Me.
I want to thank everybody for allowing me to join you guys for a few games of Among Us. Really appreciate that, guys.
Not at all, man. Pleasure to have you on. I appreciate the gifted sub. You're an absolute legend.
Hey, hey,
Appreciate it.
hey, man, I love hashtag. You guys made me fall in love with English soccer. So I mean, or English football. So man, I love the story. I love you guys. You guys are every time I watch this, it just makes me smile. So I can always get behind something like that, man. I got, hey,
I couldn't more top of you, but man, of course, again, just want to like to thank you.
hey, thank you guys. Anytime you guys need some maths help, hey, I'm here to help as much as I can. I won't nick you for any money. I promise. Okay. All right. Take care, guys. Have a great one. All right. Bye. All right. We're back. All right. Yeah. All right. We're is sus added to the Oxford Dictionary yet? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Truth. Truth has never been spoken even more. All right, guys. Um, you guys have waited very patiently, and I do appreciate that. Okay, we're gonna definitely get started here. A bit late, obviously, but we're gonna get going here. So let's do this. All right, let's do this right now. Yes. Okay, let's get started today. Welcome back to Wednesday, end of the week time today. So today, after some games of Among Us, which was honestly speaking the first time I've ever played Among Us, but had a great time with a lot of wonderful, wonderful people. Um, and to see Daniel Swinford is still here on my channel, I really appreciate that, Daniel. You're really kind. Love playing with LP. Love playing with love playing with all of you. Know, that was super fun. All right. So today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be covering section 8.4. All right, section 8.4 is what we are going to be doing here today. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Last time, if you remember, we talked about some simple interest. All right, and now today, we're doing section 8.4. And today we're going to be talking about compound interest. All right, so compound interest is what we're going to be doing here today. All right. All right, so well, good. That was my first go around myself. So you're you're ahead of me, my friend. You're ahead of me. Yeah, yeah. All right. So today we're going to talk about some compound interest, and we're going to discuss exactly how compound interest works. Now, this isn't going to be anything different than what we talked about last time, okay, when we talked about simple interest. So if you recall how simple interest works, we had this, right? We had A is equal to P times 1 plus RT. Okay, that's what we had here, all right? So if you recall here, A was the future amount. So let's at least define each of these. A is the future amount. R was the interest rate in decimal. And T was time in years. All right, so that was for simple interest, okay? That's what we discussed last time. Now, the reason why I talk about simple interest is because we're going to use these same exact letters here in this particular case, and we're going to go ahead and talk about compound interest. Now, when we talk about compound interest, there is a formula that certainly goes with this. So let's go ahead and write that down right now. Okay. All right. So this is going to be our formula here, and we'll talk about what the extra letter is about in just a second. But let's go ahead and copy that down. So we have A equals P times the quantity 1 plus R over N to the NT power. That is what compound interest is going to be. Now, everything that you see up there in terms of A, R, and T are exactly the same. The only thing that's different, as you can see here, is going to be N. So exactly what is N? N is the number of times you compound in a year. So what it depends on how often you're compounding every year. But what it also reflects, okay, is it reflects on the wording of the problem itself. So if you talk about the wording of the problem itself, all right, so put the word here, all right, and then I'll put N here, okay, just to show this off here. All right. Now it depends what wording we're giving in the problem here in order to determine what N is going to be. So let's put the word annually. So if I put the word annually here, what would N be here in this case? All right, let's do this. I hope this works, but yeah, it depends. What does N equal when we say annually? Yeah, so how many times a year, Fernando? Yeah, 1. We're not going to be here for another hour. I'm here to do the lesson, so. The lesson steer is still done. So once. That's correct, Fernando. So we're here to do, again, once a year. I'm just going to do this lesson. That's it. Simple enough. Okay. How about semi-annually? What would N be then? If I said the word, it's compounded semi-annually. Yeah, man. No. I'm still going to hold class regardless, my dude. Twice. Okay, good. Let's keep going here. Oh, I lost that. Okay, there we go. Let's talk about quarterly. What about quarterly? What would that be? How many quarters in a dollar? How many quarters in a dollar? Same as how many quarters in a year? 4. Okay, good. All right, cool. Let's go with monthly. Monthly. That's okay. It's okay. We all go through it. Okay, Fernando, I ain't gonna hate. All right, I ain't gonna hate. How about monthly here? Oh, well, it would help if I moved my face out of the way. Let me try and do that. It's like, oh, there's my face. It's right there. Like, oh, that's pretty great. Yeah, let's put my face back where it should be. All right, right there. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. How about monthly here? All right. I'm not sure where you guys went, but okay. We'll put 12? Yes, 12. 12 months in a year, 12 times a year. I was like going to say, like, All right. Now, there are two more here. Election brain fart. Well, I can't really argue with that. It's been a whirlwind, I'm sure, for the past day and a half. So, all right, weekly will be 52, and daily. Now, the interesting thing about daily is usually we could say 365. Okay, for like, because again, 365 days a year, but typically, like banks and stuff, they'll actually use 360 for daily. So, typically 360 happens to be for daily for whatever reason, even though 365 would technically be correct. So, all right. Okay, so those are the values that we plug in for n depending on the problem that we're given here, okay, and how often we compound. All right, so that's compound interest here. Now we do have one more type of compounding we'll need to discuss, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at some examples here. There's one more type of compounding here, and that's called continuous compounding. So what is continuous compounding? Basically, this is essentially compounding every second of every minute of every hour all the time. So basically, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Jen. If you have a question, please feel free to ask. Okay, I don't have any problems with you just asking questions, Jan. You're always welcome here. Okay, now, there's nothing. Hey, everybody's here to learn, and if you're here to learn, and I can help you in some way with math, for example, then I'm here to help you. Okay, so you know, I do it for the love more than I do it for the money. Money is just like there, but it's the love. I'd like to see you be more successful than me. That's my goal at the end of the day. So I do appreciate the very kind words. So we're compounding every second of every minute of every hour all the time. So continuous is exactly as it means, okay? Every single second we're compounding. Now, this does not fall underneath the realm, though, of the compound interest formula. Instead, it follows a different formula here, which will have the same letters involved, but just written in a slightly different way. All right, let's go over that one too. So A equals PE to the RT power. Okay, so this is our guy right here. A equals PERT, basically, is going to be our formula here for continuous compounding. Now, one thing that's important here is A, R, and T are the same meanings, okay? So A is future amount, R is the interest rate in decimal, T is still time in years. Those things are still the same regardless. The only thing that's different here is this E. Okay, now if you haven't seen this E before, Let me go ahead and describe what that is. E is a very special number unique to mathematics. Okay, just like pi, you know, how pi is a very unique number to mathematics. E is also said unique number as well. So how does it work? Well, E here is equal to a very specific number, and this is equal to 2.71828, where 1828 here is repeating forever. That's correct, Fernando. Okay, so it is a needless to say, a precise number here, but 1828 here actually repeats forever and ever and ever. So, you got that. Okay. All right, so you can find E on your calculator here. It's not too hard to find. It's actually pretty straightforward. All right, but again, we'll be working with that here in several examples. So we'll see exactly how that goes. All right. Well, let's take a look here at several problems. All right. Let's see how it works out. Let's do it. All right. Okay. Yeah, which one I want to do here? Okay. So let's find the future amount. Find the future amount of an investment of $5,000 for 10 years at a 6.5% interest rate. If the money is, and we'll do a few parts here. So let's say compounded, let's see which one we're doing. Quarterly, there's a couple of them. Compounded monthly, and compounded continuously. Okay, so let's do 3 parts here, a 3-part problem. So we have compounded quarterly, compounded monthly, and continuous compounding here. Now, of course, for these problems here, you definitely will need the calculator. There's no other way to get around it really without a calculator. But the important part here is to set up the problem appropriately and then be able to solve for it. Okay, so let's go to our little paint guy, and we'll go ahead and put in the formula here. Okay, so in this case here, let's go ahead and write down all the information that we're given here in this problem. All right. First of all, let's identify P. Remember, P here is the principal. I wonder if I wrote that down. Oh, I didn't. Okay, well, that's my fault. Remember, principal is the amount of money you deposit or borrow. So, okay, so what would P be here in this case? What should P be here in this case? All right, 5,000. All right, sounds like a plan. Good. So I'm going to put 5,000 here. We'll have 1 plus. And how do we write 6.5% as a decimal? 6.5%. We want to write that as a decimal. What would that look like? What's 6.5% as a decimal here? All right, very good. All right, 0.065. I approve. Now we're going to divide by compounding here. Since we're doing part A, all right, then we have n here. We're compounding quarterly. So from what we talked about before, compounding quarterly means that n here will equal to 4. And then here we have nt, so we have 4, which is n, and t here, which is our time in years, which is 10 years. So 10. There you go. All right. So this is what we'll enter in into our calculator. Now, one suggestion is things can get a little messy when plugging this all in at the same time in the calculator. So what may be a good idea here for you to do is to figure out what's in the parentheses and then take the exponent and then multiply by 5,000 as kind of separate steps. So for example here, in this case, I'll take 0.065 divided by 4. And again, I get some decimal here. And I don't really care what the decimal is, but I'm going to add 1 to that because it's still inside the parentheses. So that decimal right now is 1.01625. Then I'm going to take that caret key and I'm going to raise it to the 4 times 10, which we know is 40. So we'll raise that to the 40th power. And so you're going to get, say, 1.905, whatever decimal you get, doesn't matter. And we're going to take that answer and multiply it by the 5,000 at the end. And this is the answer that I'll get. Okay, so 9257.79 is what I get for my final result here. Now, really quick, I want to be sure that everybody will be able to use the calculator appropriately for these type of problems. So I want you to go ahead and type in like got it in the chat there once you do get your answer there. So, okay, good. So far, so good, Fernando. That's correct. So type got it in the chat there once you have that on your calculator as the same that I have here on my screen. What did I put? Oh, yeah, it might be. Whoops, you're right. 95.27. My bad. No, I mixed the two numbers around. I mixed the two numbers around. You blame me. Blame me for everything. Yes, yes. Blame me for everything. It's what a teacher should do. Sus. Yes. Did everybody else get the get this answer here, 95.27.79 on your calculator there? Be sure you can replicate this because you'll be doing this for homework and stuff, so, you know. Oh, okay. All right. I'll assume you guys got the rest. Okay. Let's look at the next one here. This time I want you to try. All right? But we'll set it up either way. So we're going to keep everything the same. The only thing that changes, of course, is we're compounding monthly here for the second part for letter B. So we have 6.5%. That part's not changing. The only thing that does change is n, because we're compounding monthly, will be 12. Okay. And we take that to the nt power, which will be 12 times 10. All right. So if you plug this into the calculator here, let me know what you get here. So we'll take a minute here, and let me know what you get in this case. All right. you set this? Okay. All right. All right. Hopefully you got an answer here. I'm going to put down the answer in just a second. So 95, 60, 92, that is correct. Very good. Nice. All right. Nice job. That's right. All right. So far, so bueno. Okay. And then lastly, let's do this last part here for this particular problem anyway. All right, so we're going to do compounding continuously. So we're going to use, again, the other formula here. That's this is for letter C. This is A is equal to P e to the RT power. So again, our amount is 5,000. E to the R, which is 0.065. And then T here, which is 10. Now, what is important here is if you do this on your calculator, which you have to, you either are going to find the E key up above your log key or your natural log key, your ln key. Typically, it's above the ln key, like you have to hit shift and ln, for example. Even if you have, say, a basic calculator, typically it's there for the e to the caret key. So in this case, though, you can actually enter this in all at once. So entering this in all at once is a good thing. Just remember to put 0.065 times 10 in its own set of parentheses. And you tell me what you got there on your calculator. All right. Let's see. Hopefully you got the right answer here. I'm going to write this down here in just a second, so hopefully you can match that. Whoa! I think I know what you did there. It's a little bit too high. I think that's not quite right. Not that there. That's why I kind of asked. So, you sure you didn't enter in 50,000 instead of 5,000? Let me check if that's what happened there. Oh, maybe not. I'm not sure what you did there. Try again. 95, 77, 70. Okay, that is correct. Yes. All right. So let's make double extra sure here. Okay. Let's make double extra sure here, Neon, that you get 95, 77, 70. So again, you'll need to understand how to replicate that. So again, you could put 5,000 E and then with the caret, 5,000 E with the caret, and in parentheses here, 0.065 times 10. So just like that. Or I don't know what kind of calculator you have, Neon, so I can help you either way with which type of calculator you got. I can help you with it. Yep. Let's turn that off and turn it back on. Yeah. There we go. Oh yeah. Okay. That's fine. So did you get it, Neon? I just want to be extra sure. If you got it, then we're cool. Okay, great. Cool. I know, I know, I know. I know there's a delay, but the important part here is you understand. That's more important than any delay. So, all right. Let's also do another example. So, another example time. Now we have a good idea about how to do at least those guys. Let's try another one. All right. I'll type this out. All right. So let's read this off here. How much money should be deposited today in an account that earns 7% compounded monthly so that it will accumulate to $12,000 in 4 years? So what we're looking for here in this case is again, the way these accounts are going to work is I'm going to go ahead and take that deposit. I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to leave it alone for 4 years, and then automatically it becomes $12,000 after everything is said and done. So we're trying to find out that initial amount there in order to see how much we need to put in order to get to our financial goal. Okay, now we are going to use the compound interest formula here once again, and we want to see exactly how to set up a problem like this. Don't worry, we're putting the pieces here together. It's what I know. Word problems are no bueno. But we're trying to take the edge off. I promise you that. Okay. Let's at least write down some of the pieces that we have here. So we have, let's see what we have here. So we have an interest rate here of 7%. All right. We have a time t here that is going to be 4 years. So that's 4. And we have an accumulated to 12,000. So in fact, we have A here equals 12,000. Plus we have N. N is compounded monthly, so N is going to be 12. Okay? Now that we have that, again, we're going to use our formula that you see up top there. P times 1 plus R over N to the NT power. Okay. So here we have R. R is going to be 0.07. And we're going to divide that by 12. Oh, I forgot A. Let me put in A. That'd be helpful. All right, let's do this here. This should be 12,000, by the way. Sorry. And then we're going to take that to the NT power, which is 12 times 4. So this is how we're setting up the problem here. Okay. Now there's going to be something very important in this problem that we're going to need to do. So I want to talk about that here in this case. Now, you notice that you have this big old ugly expression here of 1 plus 0.07 divided by 12, and we take that to some power. Now, this part here is you have to do it algebraically, and again, we're going to figure out what this expression is here, and let's go ahead and figure out what that is, and then I'll make a note in regards to that. I know that seems a little off, so I'm going to take 0.07 divided by 12. I'll add 1 to that, and I'll raise that to 12 times 4. That's 48. So raise that to the 48th power. Now, whatever you got on your calculator here, I want you to, this is actually really important here for you guys. One of the most important things is you want to find an accurate answer for P, the principal. So one of the most important things to keep in mind here is understanding that we are not going to round this answer in the middle of the problem. Only round answers at the end of a problem, but never in the middle of a problem. So we're going to write the entire decimal out here like I have on my calculator. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that in a little note here. And again, I do stress this note here because if you do round in the middle of the problem is your answer will be off. And it could be off by a significant margin. So okay. So do not round here in the middle of the problem. That's very important. So what we're going to do next here is we're going to solve for P. And the only way we're going to be able to solve for P here, in this case, is we're going to go ahead and divide by this same number here. Again, this 1.322, 0.53878. If you have a graphing calculator, this makes it significantly easier, but if you don't, then if you have like a basic calculator, then writing this number down on like a separate sheet of paper will be helpful. So that way you can reference back to it when you need to use it. So, oh, okay. And so here we get an answer of 79. Okay. So $9,076.79 is what we get here for our answer. Let me just make sure that everybody got this answer here. So what I'll need you to do again is go ahead and type in got it in the chat. So that way I know that you guys got it to work out on your calculator there. Kids. Oh, sorry, Fernando. Mumpy. That would be a slight problem there. There you go, my friend. My bad. My bad. Yeah, we'll do it this way. There we go. Much better. Got it? Okay. Anybody else? Neon, did you get this? Hopefully you got this. Got it? Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Take your time. That's fine, my friend. Okay. Put this here. Okay. Shake that there. See if he gets that. Alrighty. Yes, yes, yes. All right, you get it, Neon, there? Or are you still working on it? Well, hopefully once you got that, then should be okay. Just let me know. All right. I'll go ahead and move forward here a little bit. Oh. The answer here is going to be 90, 76, 79. Don't worry. It's okay if you didn't get the first time. Again, it's just about just practicing with the calculator. Just being able to see if you can replicate those results, okay? It's not a... I'm not expecting perfection. I'm just expecting learning. That's it, okay? No worries, all right? So go ahead and give it another try and see if you can get 90, 76, 79. And I'm just going to talk about one more thing here really quick. All right. Now I am going to talk about one more thing here really quick in this section is one of the things that we can talk about here is some banks, at least here in the U.S., offer a, say, money market account. That money market account essentially is like a savings account that can collect interest at a set rate. Now, thing is that they could offer set rates, but The thing is, it's not the same. So they could have what's called an APR, which is an annual percentage rate, or an APY, which is an annual percentage yield. Like how much would you actually yield through the interest rate that they actually offer you. The yield is a much more accurate representation of how much you could make off of interest than the annual percentage rate. Now, why is that? Well, again, it depends how often that they compound. Again, they could compound maybe once a year, or they could compound 12 times a year. It varies from bank to bank and plan to plan. Well, what we want to do here is we're going to calculate the effective, if I can spell, I'll let you know, annual yield. So we're gonna calculate this quote unquote effective annual yield. So if we're given an APR, an annual percentage rate, and we set it into an account and we know how many times we compound, we can actually figure out what our yield would be year over year and how much to expect extra in our bank accounts, you know, when we are starting to collect interest. You've done well, Neon. I am proud. Nice. Dust storms and blizzards. Yes. At least you didn't get betrayed like I did in Among Us. I got betrayed. Anyway. All right. So let's talk about this formula here. And I'll need to type this out. Okay. So the yield here is going to be 1 plus r over n. So pretty much the same. We're not using any principal here, by the way. It doesn't matter how much money you deposit in this account. That actually has no bearing on exactly how much money you would make. Remember, whatever you have for your APR, your annual percentage rate, all right, that's the only thing, and the number of times you compound, that's the only thing that really affects what your real percentage rate would be and how much to expect in interest year over year. That's what this effectively does. So what you have, how much money you actually have, doesn't really matter whatsoever. So here's our annual effective yield. The yield here will equal 1 plus r over n to the nt power, and then we'll subtract that by 1. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at an example here, and let's see exactly what kind of yield we can met out. Okay. So let's say we have to determine. Let's go with an example here. Okay. We would like to determine which plan is better for our investment. All right, so we have two choices here. We want to find out which plan is better for our investment. A, if we compound at 8%, compounded monthly, or again, a B, 8.25% compounded annually. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and figure out what the annual yield will be underneath each of these circumstances. Okay, so the first one that we're going to do is the compounded monthly one. So let's go ahead and do that first here. So, all right. Okay, so let's go ahead and put it in a formula here. So the yield here will equal 1 plus r, which is 0.08. Compounded monthly will be 12. Yeah, how many years actually is this going to be? I should probably determine that. I guess we'll do it for a year. I guess that'll be fine. That should be okay. This is we'll do it for a year. Typically, that's actually one of the best ways to actually realistically put it together. So maybe that had a year in there, but that's fine. Okay, so we'll put n here, which is 12 times 1. All right, spot on. We'll subtract by 1. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out how we can get our effective annual yield after we are given our APR. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this into the calculator here once again. Okay, we're going to start off again, just make it as easy as possible for yourself. So go ahead and put, again, 0.08 divided by 12. Add 1 to that. Again, you're going to get some random decimal. That's fine. All right. We're going to raise that to the 12 times 1 power, or just the 12th power. And then we're going to subtract that by 1. So hopefully you got this same answer here. This is really 0.83 if you round that off, because there's a bunch of 9s. Okay, now, can anybody tell me here, what would this be here in this case as a percentage? 0.083. Ah, yes, face cam. I know, it ain't. I'm Mr. Charisma, as in Mr. Lack of Charisma. Sorry, if you don't want to see my face cam, you're like, I want to see the math. Like, yeah, you're right. It does look better. 8.3, very good. All right, so here we got 8.3%. Okay, so basically what does this tell you at the end of the day? That means at an 8% compounded monthly, in effect, you're getting an 8% APR, 8.3%, basically 8.3% back on the money. So if you put in, like, say, $100, at the end of that 1 year, you should have $108.30 in your account. So you should have made $8.30 in interest. That's effectively what this is telling you. You should make 8.3% year over year for the money that you have in your current account, regardless of whatever money you initially deposited. You should always make 8.3% every year. That's why this APY is so important, because it's, again, a much more realistic expectation of what you should get from, say, a money market account when you, say, deposit money into a bank. If you keep it realistic, then you should be able to at least make good financial decisions. That's essentially what this is about. Actually, compounding annually is kind of boring. So let me try another one here instead of annually. Let's try it daily. Let's try it daily, okay? Hey, you gonna raid me? Go right ahead, my dude. Anyone is welcome. There you go. Thanks, guys. Holy smokes! Oh my god. You guys are rating me with 69? Nice. But, holy cow. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Wow. Thanks for coming in, everyone. You guys are super kind. Super, super awesome. You guys are, man, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you here. Yeah, we're doing a math lesson. That's right. Appreciate you, LP. Appreciate you. Thanks, Tobes. I really appreciate that. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. All of you are so super kind to me, man. I don't know if I deserve that. I don't know if I could deserve that praise, but I really, really, thank you guys for coming in. I actually don't have the anthem, but maybe I can find it. Um, I run a simple operation. I run a simple operation. What's it? What's it? Oh, okay. I mean, I could actually say, yeah, dude. Of course I was a professor. House of Say, House of Say. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Appreciate you. Let's uh, let's play it for you guys. That's fair. That's fair. You guys have so kindly rated it into the chat. I really appreciate that very much. So let's play that for you.
I never felt the way I do about anyone but you. If I were to lose you now, I don't know what I might do. You're in all of my dreams, whether I'm awake or I'm asleep. My love ain't going anywhere, babe. I'm in this way too deep. It takes courage to admit the truth. I've been waiting forever. Didn't dream before, but now I do. Yeah, I can't wait together. You give me feelings I never felt before. Now I lost my mind. Waiting for you to make up your stay back, can't help it. I wanna be with you all the time. You give me feelings I never felt before. Now I lost my mind. Waiting for you to make up your stay back, can't help it. And I do anything to make you mine. There is nothing I can do to make it go away. I'm in love with you, baby, and
Holy
my
cow.
love is here to stay. Love is a dangerous thing when my hands start trembling. Will you fall into me? It means more than anything. It takes courage to admit the truth. I've been
Waiting forever.
Didn't dream before, but now I do.
You give me feelings I never felt before. I lost my mind. Help yours, baby, can't help it. And I will be with you all the time. You give me feelings I never felt before. I lost my mind. Help yours, baby, can't help it. And I will do anything to make you mine.
Waiting for you to make up yours. You give me feelings.
Well, there you go, guys. Thank you for no, man. I appreciate you, LP, man. Thank you so much for you rated me. Hey, we'll see you in the next one too, man. Absolutely, my dude. Absolutely, my dude. Come on back anytime. I passed the vibe check. There you go. they requested, I will acquiesce to your demands. Not a problem. I will certainly. They asked for the anthem because they rated. That's the least I can do. That's the least I can do for such a wonderful community. There's so much love in the hashtag family. I love all you guys. You guys are amazing, amazing people. Nah, you guys give me good vibes every day. I really appreciate that a lot. All right, now I have to ask. Now I have to ask the question. All right, I got a compound daily. I don't even know how the heck I'm supposed to go on beyond this. Okay. All right, let's do some APY. Let's do this. Teach you? Sure, LP. I'll be happy to teach you. Would you like to learn about some statistics as well? I mean, we could talk about that. That's not a problem. Statistics, of course, are very important for the club. So, yeah, sure. Now you just have to give me a second there, Coco, so that way I'll be happy to answer some levels questions for you. That's not a problem. Now, so if you go ahead and just post that in the chat, I will more than happy to answer any maths questions that you have for me, my friend. Throw a hashtag into the equation. There you go. All right, let's go ahead and do this one out here. All right, here we got 1 plus 0.0825. All right. Now, if we compound, absolutely. And you know what? I'm here to help them. Okay? I know there's a lot of kids here who love hashtag and who need maths help. I'm here to help. You know, that's perfectly fine with me. I'm here to. That's my whole purpose. That's my whole purpose for doing this, is to help as many people as possible. You know, I'll just doing my part to kind of help. That's it. I may be one person, but you do what you can to make the world a better place in some regard. All right. Can anybody tell me, if we compound daily, what are we going to put for n here? So, I got to ask the real question here. 360. That's right. More. That's right. All right. So we're going to put 360 here. That's correct. And then since we're just doing it for just the year here, so we're going to have 360 times the 1. And then we're going to get our, again, we'll subtract 1 off of that. So again, we're going to plug that into the calculator there, and then we're going to actually see what the actual APY is going to be off this account. So again, you get to know what is 0.0825 divided by 360. Add 1. You're going to raise that to the 360th power, and then subtract 1 off of that. Okay. So you should have gotten this. 0.086 is what we get here for this particular problem. So in effect, we get 8.6%. Okay, this is an 8.6% APY. So in fact, we're expecting to get 8.6% more money. How often do I usually stream? I stream 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. I'm here usually, I have a schedule on here on Twitch, so you can see when I post my classes there. But I do have some time in between as well. So if say, hey, can you get on stream and I need to ask you some questions, please feel free to do so. So yeah, man, of course. So here we have 8.6% APY. All right, so again, we have the expectation that we'll make 8.6% interest every year in this account, which is really, really amazing. again, if we deposited $100 this year, we should expect to see $108.60 in there. That's my connection's not very good, so my connection's not great. So you'll have to pardon me, guys. I do apologize in that regard. Let's try that again. For absolutely no reason. All right, I'm back. Yay. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. All right. All right. So, okay, so that is about APY right there. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. Any questions about APY or compound interest? Hopefully that is not too bad. Now, realistically, interest isn't that super high. I think, well, interest is close to zero here in the United States anyway. So the most APY you'll probably get is like 2%, typically. So you're not expecting a ton of money off of accounts that look like that. But again, free money is free. So if you're willing to take free money, then cool. If you don't want to take free money, okay, no problem either. I'm not going to hate you for it. That's the nice part. You can find ways to make free money. Interest is certainly one way to do that. So, no questions? Okay. All right. Well, you guys caught me at the tail end here. That's pretty much section 8.4. We're way ahead of the pace. So we just got like 2 more sections to go. We got 8.5 and 8.7 in chapter 8, and then we got just chapter 12 until the end of the semester, and then we're going to be good. So that is what the plan is. All right. It's not shouldn't be too hard. All right, guys. Okay. Now, I know some of you other guys may have maths questions in the chat, so I will take those as well. Otherwise, at least for 101, we are done here for the day. Okay, for 101. Coco, you said you had a question there, so all right, so if you have a maths question or anything like that, or just like to make a comment, please feel free to type in the chat there. Okay. Is there anything in particular, Coco, that you have trouble with? Or anybody else for that matter? Okay, no problem. I'm here to help as much as I possibly can. I know sometimes maths can be really, really hard, okay, and a big pain in your backside. But we're trying to make it as easy and fun as possible. Honestly speaking, I struggled a lot with maths a long time ago. I had a very tough time with it. I failed math a couple of times. That wasn't so great. But I got better over time. It wasn't like an instantaneous thing that I was like, magic, oh yeah, you're just magically a maths teacher. Like, nah, I could tell you right now that is definitely not the case. It was a slow ride up, but it was very fulfilling at the end of the day. Not without its share of bumps, though. Trust me on that. But that's why I understand a lot of people when they have issues with math. They say I don't like math. I'm like, yeah, I didn't like math either. You know, it's not the best, craziest thing. Quick maths. Yeah, it wasn't the craziest thing in the whole wide world, but as soon as I started to kind of pick up on it, it became a little bit easier. So I try and find the most direct way possible to try and get to the answer without going too fast. If you're ever having trouble with math in general, um, like maybe a certain concept or anything like that you're learning in school, one of the things that I always suggest to everyone is to just go slower. I know we're trying to get from point A to point B. You know, here's a word problem. We're just trying to get the answer here. You know, we're trying to, satisfy a teacher and hopefully get the best grade possible. But sometimes that's just not possible. Sometimes you have to go slow. You go one step at a time. If you don't get something, go one step at a time until you can understand those steps. It's not to say that that's going to be simple to do, but it is the most effective method. So that way, you can always check, well, what you did from before, and then see where you can improve. It worked for me. Like I said, didn't come naturally. It was something that had to be built over time. But it doesn't. But what it does mean is that even if you struggle at something, there's always room for improvement that you can make for yourself if you want to. So, and I think that's one of the most important things. Everybody should be, again, it all comes down to how much, like I said, like I told these guys in this class, if you're willing to help yourself and you say, hey, you say, hey, Professor Chibbs, I need help. I said, you know what, I'll be happy to reach my hand out to you and give you the help you need, because that's what I need to do. That's what I have to do. So, because it's like, hey, saying, hey, I want to better myself at something that I don't understand. Hey, Jawed, how are you, my friend? So, I want you to be better. My goal here when I teach, and when I give gifts to hashtag United, my goal is that you guys are in a better position than I ever will be in. If you guys are in a better position than I will ever be in, then I know I've done my ultimate job of putting you in a more successful position for the rest of your life. If you use me as a stepping stone to get there, I'm very happy that you do. I'm very happy that if hashtag United becomes a bigger club, it gets into those top tiers. I'm glad that I was part of that process to help them get there in some form or capacity. That's that's my goal. That's it. There's nothing more to it other than that. My friend, hashtag United is not a gamer group. Although they do play a lot of games. They do have an esports team. This is true. A very good esports team for FIFA 21. I mean, really, really good. No, hashtag United is a well, I don't know. How would you put that? An organization that plays in the ninth tier of English, the ninth tier of English football. Um, that that has some youth academies in football. They have a wonderful reserves team. They have a wonderful first team. They have a women's team as well. They're supporting the youth. Um, I know they're not playing for a whole month, but just describing what to me what hashtag represents. They were started by Spencer Carmichael Brown or Spen FC here on Twitch. Um, they were playing as Spen FC for quite a while, in exhibition matches in the Wembley Cup, and they decided to go pro into their Chapter 2. Chapter 1 was doing a lot of exhibition charity matches, but now they're into actual professional, non-professional English football, but really, just trying to, promoting, trying to promote up the tiers of the English football pyramid, which is very, very high. Um, so yeah, I think that's a noble cause? You better damn well believe it. I believe that's a noble cause. I think that's awesome. Promoting so much positivity to the youth for football and English in England, and made a fan out of me because I mean, you can't go wrong with that type of energy. You can never go wrong with that type of energy from hashtag United. That energy just makes you, I don't know, makes you feel good at the end of the day. I'm telling you, you gotta watch. Look, you gotta watch the videos. You gotta watch. The energy is infectious. Okay, it's infectious. Look, I'm an old dude. Okay, I'm an old man, but even I know that energy coming from every one of those supporters, every one of those players, everyone in the back office, devs, Spen, LP, Seb, everybody, Stampy, all those guys, the energy is infectious. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. It's it's amazing. It's amazing. I have both of their kits. It's the first soccer shirt I ever bought in my life. First football shirt I've ever bought in life. It's I have both of them because I mean, just financially, was I okay after? Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. It is not a problem. I made I make I use my math to trade on the market, so I made a little bit of money here. Well, look, it wasn't like I didn't know them personally. I'll get to know them personally, but I watched all their videos about the growth of the club and everything like that, and and there's no way you can watch those YouTube videos and not smile. Like seriously, that energy just it always radiates. Yeah, yeah. You can never go wrong with that. Oh no, I mean they raided my channel here today. No, I mean I'm here to help everybody. It's not They have a lot of young fans who are in school right now, and I'm sure that they're even if they're in here or they're sub to hashtag. It sucks being stuck at home. But if they need help at any time, then I'm gonna certainly put my hand out there and help them at any time. It stinks being locked down for 1 month. It's the same thing that happened here in the States, where you're literally locked down for a month or so, because we couldn't go out because of the virus there. Okay, no problem, my friend. But yeah, look, we're all in it together at the end of the day. This virus isn't going to beat humanity. Humanity is going to beat this virus. And it means that we bring all the positive energy. We keep lifting each other up until the day we can step outside without any worries. That's I know. You get cabin fever. You're like, I need to take a walk outside. I need to walk around. I need to do something, right? But for those people who are, those people who want the help or who say, hey, you know what? I just want to talk. I want to sit and I want to chill. I just want to hear you. I want I want to hear I want to hear about that. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I said that's perfectly cool. I have this perfectly cool. That's what I'm here to do, We use I use math as my medium. Hashtag uses football as their medium. And together we form a very strong union to help as many people as we possibly can lift their spirits, be happy, and hopefully in my case and definitely in hashtag's case too, learn a lot more. Telling you, positive vibes, guys. Positive vibes. We're all about positive vibes here. Yeah. Oh, my stream sucks. My stream's a little wonky, everybody, so you'll have to pardon me. Check that there. Should do that. Yeah, man. It's all good. We here to do Nah, man. Like I said, my stream's a little wonky. I'm still trying to figure out how to get a solid connection without doing the buffering thing. I still got, I've been playing around with it for a long time. I've never gotten it to like really kind of solidly good without buffering like that. I'm hoping that it's just not something that I'm overlooking. It's probably something I'm overlooking that probably deals with that buffering thing. Bleh. Oh well. I'll figure it out, but that's a me problem, not a you problem. So you guys feel free to ask me any questions that you like. It doesn't have to be math related if you don't want it to be. I don't mind what you guys ask. You guys are always welcome to ask me whatever. So if you would like to put anything in the chat there, feel free to do so. Absolutely. I wonder. Let me check that there. Oh, okay. If you'd like to ask me something, please feel free. If not, that's okay. Go ahead and put this here. I'm talking about APY here today. I was on the. Now I'm watching myself on hashtag. It's kind of weird watching yourself sometimes. You get that cascade effect. You're like, whoa. Go ahead and put that out there. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, I have a brief understanding of economics, just a slight one. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm like a super expert, but yeah. What would you like to know? Would you like to know about revenue, cost, and let's say profit or things like that? A standard of a deferred payment. Haven't heard of that, but let's see if I can make sense of it. Anything you don't know, let's just. Okay. Okay. Let's go over the Wikipedia definition here really quick. And let's see if we can make some sense of this here. All right. So the standard deferred payment is a function of money. It's the function of being widely accepted way to value a debt, thereby allowing goods and services to be acquired now and paid for in the future. Okay. All right. So let's consider the four fundamental functions of money. The other three being the medium of exchange, store of value, and the unit of account. Okay. Okay. The definition here makes sense. It's part of the, as it says here, it's part of the four pillars about, what you can define money as. It's a way of paying off debt. It's an acceptable way. So the key word here, Claydo, is accepted way. If I said here, I'm going to give you, I don't know, here, I'm going to give you my cell phone, okay, as a way to pay off my debt. Okay, this is an accepted barter between you and the other party. Okay, this would be like your form of currency. Okay, it's not just money. This represents money, right? It's the same thing if I talked about cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. Okay, cryptocurrency is a digital currency, but it's a way to value that debt. You can pay for that cryptocurrency. You can pay using Bitcoin and maybe get goods and services now and into the future. Maybe you put a future payment for future, future deliveries. For example, another example would be if you have a business and you have a contract with the company and you say, okay, I want to buy X items from you this week, and I also want to buy X items from you next week. So I pay them in advance the amount of money, okay, for those items. All right. Not only for this week, but for next week. And let's say I paid it in Bitcoin, or maybe I paid it in money and another goods and service. Maybe that's how I make that particular trade. So that's why it's like a fundamental pillar of money, okay, where you're using it as a function of money. I don't know if that, hopefully that made sense. When you're, again, money is not just defined by a piece of paper. Money is defined by what the other party values it at. That's really what money is. Does that make sense? See you next Monday. See you next Monday, Neon. So it's the same thing if I have American currency here. Here I have $20, right? So here I have $20. Now, $20 is only $20. This piece of paper says it's $20. But why do I call it $20? It is because society believes that this is indeed worth $20 according to the face value of the piece of paper. It's an accepted form of currency to be exchanged for a good or a service. Again, that's what the society says that this is worth. It's the same thing if I put, again, a £1, maybe a £5 note, or anything of the like. You accept that it's worth £5, so its intrinsic value to you is £5. This intrinsic value of this piece of paper is $20. So it's what you define it as, and again, society accepts this as it is. So it's kind of a different perspective on things, but that's how money really is seen, from a macro perspective. Yeah, I hope that made sense, okay? I want to be sure that that was easy for you to understand. Because it's not exactly what you normally think of it as to be. Like, you get so used to the fact that money is just money, like something you have in your hand, but it's the value of something that really is the more important part. I hope that answers your question there, because I want to be sure that that you see what I'm kind of talking about there. Anybody else have any other questions? Again, feel free to ask. Anything's okay. Ask me anything if you like. It's totally up to you. Oh, okay. Okay, okay, I see. All right, that one's actually a bit easier to understand. Okay, okay, I see. I see where that's going. All right. So let's take a look at that definition there. Okay. Wait, what? No? All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at that definition since you asked the question. Okay. So what is a capital transfer? So capital transfer is a transfer of ownership of an asset other than cash or inventories that changes from one party to another, or which obliges or one party or one or both of the parties to acquire or dispose of an asset. Okay. And you asked, you, is it a money transfer like investment grants, but why is it not considered a financial account as it is money as well? It is not money. Again, it is not money here. It is a perceived value. So let's give another example here for you, Coco. In this case, it's an asset. So the key word here is an asset. So it's other than cash or inventories here. Think of an asset like your chair that you're sitting on right now, or wherever you're sitting, maybe a bed, okay, or the carpet. So that is an asset that has a value associated with it. Okay, it has a monetary value associated with it, but you are now changing it from, say, one party to another. Say, a great example of this, and I know this seems not so great, but in, say, a divorce court. Okay, so in say divorce court, let's say unfortunately, both parties decide to get divorced. Well, sometimes they'll split the assets. Okay, and they'll say, okay, well, you get this car and you get that car, and then you get this Porsche, these furniture goods from the house, and he gets these goods and furniture from the house, whatever. Okay, this just basically, like it says, it's a transfer of those assets, but it's not actually money that's transferring hands here. That's a separate issue altogether. It's actually just, again, maybe it was owned by one person, now it transfers to the other person in the divorce settlement. Okay, and maybe you get to keep part of it. So you're just transferring over there from one party to another party with a perceived monetary value. And sometimes it's not even a monetary value. Okay, it could be, sentimental value, whatever you want to call it, but a monetary value typically in this case, since we're talking finance. Cash is not included in this definition. So did that make sense? All right, no problem. Yeah, it's a very yeah, it seems like a really super minor technicality, but it is, I mean, I think I can safely say it's pretty important nonetheless. So, any more questions, anybody? Water here. Mm. All right. Any more questions, anybody? Again, feel free to ask if you like. If not, no problem. Okay. It's not a problem then. All right. Cool, cool, cool. All righty. Good stuff. Okay. So if there are no more questions, that's perfectly fine. Um, Everyone who's stuck around here till the end, anybody who came from hashtag, um, I want to thank you guys a lot. Financial account compromise of investments reserve assets. Can you further explain? Oh, okay. Give me just a second here. Okay. Sorry about that. I will answer that question for you. Sure. So, we'll look at investment assets and reserve assets. We'll also look at reserve assets as well. So let's take a look at the difference between those two. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's look at both definitions as they are. Yeah, I don't know why this didn't go the other way. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So let's read off these definitions here, and then let's take a look at what the key differences are here in both cases, okay? So we're just going to break it down one at a time, all right? Okay. So, first and foremost here, yes, thank you. All right, so first and foremost here, investment assets are tangible or intangible items obtained for producing additional income or held for speculation in anticipation of a future increase in value. So we're talking about stocks, bonds, real estate, retirement accounts, 401ks, IRAs, mutual funds. Those are investment assets. So, for example, what I do on my side hustle is I trade options, which are like kind of trading stocks in a way. And when I trade options, that would be an investment asset. I put my investment into an option, and I hope that it will increase in value, and then I collect the money off of that. Okay, so as long as it has a value that hopefully will appreciate in value, or again go up in value, that is what the investment asset is talking about. So as it says here, stocks and bonds and real estate, and you think about things like that. When you think about regular market things, that's what an investment asset is. Okay. Reserve assets are currencies or other assets like gold that can be readily transferred and are used to balance international transactions and payments. A reserve asset must be readily available, must be a physical asset, and must be controlled by policymakers. It must be easily transferable. Okay, now let's talk about the key differences here, as there are several. Okay, number one, policymakers. It must be controlled by government officials, or at least policymakers who are in control of that, in this case, a physical asset. A stock here is not a physical asset. A stock here is a percentage of a company that doesn't actually represent physical form. I mean, technically, you could say a stock certificate, but in reality, the concept of a stock is just you buying a piece of a company, okay? Whatever that percentage is based on how many shares that you own. This is an actual physical asset. So that means it's actually tangible in your hand. Okay, so it could be gold, it could be silver, it could be platinum. Okay, again, these could be available. A lot of, again, iron, copper, all those things, all the minerals and stuff like that that are worth at least a tangible value. That's what be a reserve asset that you could possibly give, say, to other countries. So, for example, if I had a debt to another country, and let's say US had a debt to another country, they could pay them in gold. So their reserves are in gold. They would say, okay, we have a debt of $100 million to you. Okay, I'm going to pay you in gold. And so Congress would say, all right, you know what? Here's $100 million in gold, physical gold. That's what, say, Fort Knox in the United States actually holds, is all the physical reserve currency, all the physical reserve assets in gold bars. Okay, it's one of the most heavily fortified things in the world. But yes, that would be a reserve asset. So when we talk about investment assets, that's something that you can own by yourself, something that doesn't have actual physical, tangible, you can hold in your hand, but it does have can increase in value. A reserve asset is a physical asset that must be controlled by Congress or, again, policymakers, government officials typically. All right, and is easily transferable to, say, another country or another party to clear a debt or payment. So typically, as it says here, international. So that's why I say another country's debt or another country's payment to that other country using a physical asset. Where's reserve assets typically used? Think about it this way. One of the best ways that you can imagine also with reserve assets and where that's used is, for example, just trading. Copper for other goods and services from other countries. So it's like, hey, I'm going to trade you this mineral for that mineral. I'm going to trade you oil for whatever. Okay, then that's fine. That's we're using like our reserves of oil to get other goods and services from other countries. All right, fine. Are there any questions about that? Yes, sir. It's math time. That's right. You got a question for me, Connor? No problem. Again, feel free to put out any questions that you guys have. Came from head. Yeah, I was in the Yeah, I was in the Among Us session. That was pretty fun playing with LP and the other boys. It was super fun. I ended up I ended up blaming LP twice. I felt so bad. But really the circumstances were like, "Oh yeah, well, I think it's him." So absolute madness, I know. But if you do have a maths question or anything like that, man, or any questions or anything you'd like to ask me, please feel free to do so. Yeah, anybody is always welcome here in this chat. So as long as everybody is respectful and everything like that, I'm cool with that. And by the way, but by the way, before that, I want everybody who's here in the chat who can to please give love to Anna, who's my moderator here. Anna's dog has Lyme disease, and she's really trying to hope that her dog gets better and help send her positive vibes and positive love to Anna for her dog. Pets are family, and Anna's part of this family, and I want to be sure that she gets the same amount of love from me, um, so that way she'll feel better about helping out her beloved family member. So, yeah, I need an emote. I appreciate that. Appreciate you. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. We love you, Anna. You good people. Definitely. Whew. Wow. No problem. Definitely deserve the respect and love, and that goes for any members of the family, anyone, especially ones that can't speak for themselves, such as your dog. So, I love dogs. I love cats. I think they're beautiful creatures, and yes, we would like all of them to be as safe and happy and healthy as much as possible. I'm sending out all the love. let's go ahead and yeah, nice. From my neck of the woods, then. There you go. Lovely. I wonder if we should play the anthem. I think that playing the anthem wouldn't be too bad, right? I mean, could play the anthem. Heavy. Let's do the anthem here. Okay, we'll get that going there, right? Oh my goodness. So many crazy things. Let's play this anthem. This for you, Anna. Let's do it. Get some good vibes going.
I never felt the way I do about anyone but you. If I were to lose you now, I don't know what I might do. You're in all of my dreams, whether I'm awake or I'm asleep. My love ain't going anywhere, babe. I'm in this way too deep. It takes courage to admit the truth. I've been waiting forever
How long is the semester? Yeah, so the semester ends December 18th. Yeah, sorry. I know you wouldn't. I understand you might not known that, but I can still be online even after that. Ah, yes, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, since you don't do semesters, but yeah, I'm on. If I'm on, then yeah, like I said, you could go ahead and just pop and ask, be like, hey, I need your help. Be like, okay, bro, let's do it. So yeah, I have no problem with that. Absolutely, no problem. I do everything from basic, I go from again basic arithmetic to calculus 1. So I can do anything and everything in between from basic arithmetic to calculus 1. So we talking about, you know, I mean, doesn't matter. Grade school stuff all the way to Calc 1, no problemo. So if Kenny needs some help, then I'll be more than happy to help you. No problem. Sometimes, it's kind of weird, but even if you're a math teacher, it's so hard to tutor because they don't look at you as like a separate person. They see you as the parent. So then you're like, and then they look at you like, oh, if I get this wrong, they'll send me to my room, sort of thing. And if it's like a separate person, then they're like, okay, he's there to help me. I don't have to worry about getting in trouble. So there's always that barrier that you have, right? That barrier between your kid and your child and you, just like it's so hard to overcome. It's like honey, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you, but you gotta meet me. You gotta meet me halfway, okay? That's what my cousin tells me when I try and help out my niece with her with her homework and stuff. She's like, she doesn't understand me, but she understands you. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, I totally know that. Like I said, more than happy to help you at any time. Anytime. All right. That's right. Let's ask that question. I really mean that. I definitely do. Absolutely. You can only help those who want to help themselves. If they don't see you as a teacher, okay, that's fine. That's fine. You don't have to necessarily help them if they look down on you. Okay. I know you're trying your best, but sometimes between people it's not always going to work out. Okay? That's just how it is. You can't help everybody, you can't save everybody, but for those of you who you are helping as much as you possibly can, yeah, you'll see the benefits at the end of the day. Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, it's your confidence and demeanor that pretty much takes you to where people the way I see you be reliable is just that you just bring in your confidence demeanor says okay, you think you know it all, here, let me give you a challenge, and then if they don't get that challenge, and says maybe you need to bring them down a peg sometimes. But sometimes that's better because then you can certainly build them up, into understanding that material even a whole lot more. Spurs a lot of people on because they want to, like, hey, I want to get through this. I'm like, yeah, I do. I want you to get through this too, but we gotta take away the fact that yeah, everything's gonna be super easy. It's like this isn't Coast Town, USA. This is now, hey, I gotta actually look into things. I actually gotta do it. Okay, let me see what effort I need to put into it in order to get let's say in this case a grade, grade that you want here at the end of the day. School doesn't have to be boring all the time. There's so much you can do there's so much you can do. So much. I think that's the best part. There's so much how would I put this? There's so much potential to be had, and if you intersect in somebody's life and you change that for the better, then yeah, then that's where school's super fun. That you could say, oh, hey, I was part of that process. Hey, I left my mark. Hey, I did good today. And it doesn't have to be like super amazing, great. It doesn't have to be like a super grandiose thing. It could be something small, but you know, you hope that at least at the end of the day, that person is better for it, and I'll be happy with that. I never thought that professors, at least for me, professors shouldn't take themselves too seriously all the time. I think there are times where you have to be serious, of course. You gotta be responsible and stuff. But to be serious all the time is just boring. So you gotta have a little fun. You gotta have a little. You gotta live a little fun, a little relaxing time. You know, we're all human beings. We you know, we all need a break every once in a while, just sitting and chilling and having a nice time. If those students are on, I didn't know they had a program like that, but um, I guess for those students, I wouldn't. Yeah, people can have a difficult time in college. Okay, again, it could be a whole host of different things. You know, family situation, environment. You know, you have to be. I'm very cognizant of that fact that not everything a person does they can necessarily control everything. Like it's just not possible. Like the situation could call for something more drastic. You know, you have to kind of find out what those difficult things are. It may not be their academic aptitude. It could be something entirely different. Uh, Again, I bet that varies from college to college. You know, I'm sure. I didn't know you could get kicked out or there were three strikes or something. I'm figuring every college has a different thing. Both of my colleges, I don't hear them really talk about getting kicked out. Maybe it's like low GPA, but I was like, oh, that's no big deal. You can always come back again and redo re-up again later. So the question for me, to me, it's not about really getting kicked out. The question to me is, I guess I break that into two categories. Anna, the first category that I break that up into is why do you want to do college? You know, what's the purpose of you doing college? You know, because if they tell you, hey, I'm just doing it because my parents told me to, okay, that's a pretty poor answer. Okay, and then I would retort and say, well, what do you want to do? What do you think is best? You know, because I'm not going to read their mind. Nobody can read their mind. You tell me what you think is best for yourself, and then we could possibly go from advice from there. And then the second thing is, you know, just to have a very deep conversation. Really, what's going on? How can I help to make that a little better? It doesn't mean that I get involved in their personal life or anything like that, and of course they can tell me personal things. But can I give them advice to hopefully change their situation around, wherein by, that will help improve their academic situation. And in which case, if they do, then great. Then the desired result was seen. If not, okay, that's fine. You know, you have to, of course, you can't be super involved at all times, but I would say that, you try and be their guide when they need their guide because sometimes it's just too much for one person to handle. Sometimes they just need somebody to just be their rock and just, kind of ground them down and be like say, hey, let's take a look at what you can do in order to make things better. And let's just find out what happens after that. Those people will do again in either case. They're going to make those decisions for themselves. I think that's a very good point. It's a very good point, Anna. Coco, you have a great one, okay? Come on back at any time, okay? Anytime. You're always welcome. You've been told school is boring. Okay, that's fair. You could say school is boring if you feel like you're getting nothing out of it. Fine. I I'm not disagreeing with that if that's what they feel. They don't understand what the teacher's asking from them. Okay, I think teachers. Thank you, I appreciate that. But I guess the one thing is that what some teachers need to do is you know is they need to be more transparent um, in a couple of ways. Number one, you have to be transparent in your expectations for the class. So if you're not transparent in your expectations for the class, then yeah, maybe you need to rethink about how you're teaching the material, because if you're not transparent to the students, then how will they ever know what you're actually asking them? Now, in your mind, you could assume that you know exactly what in your mind you know exactly what you're trying to say to them. You know exactly how how it should be done, because everything you say comes from your personal perspective. But in teaching, I don't think that that's the correct way to teach. I think that the correct way to teach, in my opinion, is to actually think it from the student's perspective and break it down from there. How would a student listen to that? Or what would a student ask in a situation with a certain concept? And that's why, like, certain, you've been in my channel quite a few times, and you could say, hey, what are some things to look out for? I often say, hey, this be careful about this part here. Why do I say that? Well, I say that because that's a common mistake I see a lot of people do, including myself back in the day. Was a very common mistake. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe I should make sure that they have that available. It says, okay, yeah, they have that in the notes. They can look at it and say, all right, I can go boom, 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 boom. Is my method always effective? No, of course not. But can I make sure I, dot my I's and cross my T's as much as possible for them? Great. Yeah, because look, I, I don't understand this idea where if a student pays for a course in a community college that you teach from, they're essentially the customers, and you're the person that's doing the service. So shouldn't you think through the customer's eyes for just a second, or at least in this case through the student's eyes? I mean, isn't that pretty obvious? At least I think it's obvious. You know, I think that sometimes some teachers are so set in their ways, it's like it's not super obvious to them that they're being very inflexible toward the students. And students come, students go, and students change. Society changes. Things that were, there, you have to adjust to that too. And I think sometimes that also gets lost in the shuffle. So, um, I think I think all of that is very important at the end of the day. I always try and think of the perspective from someone else. You'll notice that if I sometimes will, even when I try to do that a lot. So, for example, if I speak if I speak to somebody else, yeah. Sometimes it's good to meet with the professors, at least understand where they're coming from and where the students come from, and where you can hopefully meet in the middle. Some professors are going to be incorrigible and be like, okay, well, blah, 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 and then they will kind of, tell you to bugger off or whatever. So for me, I always like to talk. I sometimes will even change my speech patterns to hopefully match the listener, so that way it's easier for them to understand what I'm trying to communicate. I actually end up doing that more often than not, because then it's like, okay, well, what are you trying to say to them? Well, if they don't understand how you say something, well, then let's put it in a form that they understand based on their way of speaking, and then they'll get it right away. And then it's like, okay, that's fine then. And then I don't have to worry about, at least I can worry about minimal miscommunication. So if I speak it from a from their perspective as opposed to my own. Maybe in that way to get a point across, for example. I know it seems really weird, but um, I find it to be very helpful. Yeah, many professors will want to get their PhD if they are if the professors are, they'll go into grad school, or maybe they're like me, they have a master's and they want to go for their PhD so they can teach at university, or maybe they like the research aspect of things. I'm not. When I got my master's, I was in a PhD program when I first was in grad school, and then I switched to a master's. It's just too overwhelming for me. Um, yeah, look, I taught a trigonometry book that was written at a PhD level, and it was the worst trigonometry book I've ever had to teach out of in my life. It was awful. I'm glad that if you're a if you're a grad student, you get every single piece of information out of every single page. If you're a if you're a freshman or sophomore, second year in in community college, you'll look at that and say, "Man, yeah, it was bad. It was a terrible book. It was a terrible book. I've never seen like 150 problems about arc signs in my life before, but there you go. I mean, it was unbelievable, unbelievably terrible. That is, but unbelievable. Um, Fortunately, we made sure we got rid of that book. But I mean, the yeah, I don't think students need to be looking at, if your priority is to be published in an article, okay, that's fine. You're doing the teaching as more of the side hustle than the actual research, which is your main focus. I'm more about, hey, I'm doing the teaching, and then the side hustle is whatever it wants it to be. So, this is what I want to do. This is who I am. This is how I want to do my degree, and everybody has the right to say and do what they want, in that regard. But don't make the students second. If you have a job, don't make it such a side hustle where you put them second. So you'd feel bad if the students were you put second, and the students can definitely feel that if you put them second. The effort and sincerity is there. You can tell the difference. I don't think I need to tell you how. You could just feel it. Now that's good. I hope that they can. I hope they can have fun with me too. At least enjoy it with a smile on their face. Even if we have to slug it out together, that's what we're here to do. I'm glad you were able to join me, Anna. So I really appreciate that very much. Okay. I remind of an IT teacher. I suppose I'm meeting the criteria super specific. Okay. uh, let's take a look here. Probably too close to call right now. Oops. Did I? What did I do? Ah, okay. Web Development 101 was the class. Ah, good memories indeed. Good memories. Now I'm trying to see if I can find. Where is this? Let me see here. That is aftermarket, right? Your teacher came to the wedding, right on. There you go. That's how you know you made it. That's how you know you made it. The teacher came by, came to your wedding. I think that's awesome. Let's see. I'm gonna check something here really fast. Holy smokes. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Hey, love him. I'll call him uncle. That's awesome. That's yeah. That's when you know that. That's when you meet those genuine people, you know that they'll stick around. Those genuine people who not people who just do it for the show, but people who are there for the real part, thick and thin. Right on. I'm pretty sure if you were in my class, we'd have a nice, wonderful time. Well, technically, you are part of my class, so we're having a nice, wonderful time. Oh, man. All right. Well, Anna, I'm going to go grab some stuff to eat here, my dear. Teacher's surprised how far I'm getting. Yeah, exactly, right? Just sometimes have to spend a little time. Anna, I'm going to have to get something to eat because I got to teach in 45 minutes, but I haven't eaten anything all day. So I'm going to go grab a bite to eat a little bit, but I'll be back at 5 o'clock if you want to pop on in again. As for the others who are here in the chat, I want to thank all of you for coming out here today. If you're from hashtag, I want to thank you for raiding my stream and sticking around with me until the end of this this stream here. If you'd like to come back, I'll be back here at 5 o'clock. All right? All right, we'll see you soon, Anna. All right? I'll see everybody else soon. Everyone, have yourself a great afternoon if I don't see you, and we'll see you in 45. Have a great one, everybody. Take care. All right. Bye.